Cela leur donne un score combiné de 177,78 et ils sont maintenant à la première place. My eyes fix on the score up on the screen, listed under the Canadian team who just finished their program, smiling and hugging their coaches in the kiss and cry and generally seeming happy with their performance. And why shouldn't they? They're sitting in first place with one team to go. Unfortunately for them, we're up next. Représentant les États-Unis d'Amérique, Adriana Russo et Braden Elliott. As one, we skate out onto the ice and raise our hands to the crowd. The noise they make now is still astoundingly loud and sends a chill down my spine the way the actual ice hasn't in a long time. At the center of the ice, we stand back to back and lace our fingers together and wait for the music to begin. The harp strings are being plucked softly, and then two cellos join it as Rains of Castamere starts off the medley, slowly and tragically. Braden and I move around each other, hands twining and then releasing, back and forth, our actions mirroring each other until a drum rolls in the distance, and the deep bellowing of the main theme builds and builds. He grabs my hand, twists and pulls me into his arms, and then we're off across the ice as I pull away into our twizzle sequence, spinning in perfect unison, our footwork as aggressive and forceful as the music. As we reach the other side of the rink, our hands find each other again, and we're waltzing, cutting a perfect pattern across the ice before our first lift, a simple one, me in his arms as he spins. The music reaches another crescendo and then pulls back as my skates hit the ice, and the song slows a fraction before building again. Then it's full out all the way through the end, every part of our bodies working together to tell the story of Daenerys and Jon, and maybe, somehow, of Adriana and Braden too. As the music finds its peak, I move into his grasp and he lifts me, my knees pressing into his chest as he circles the ice, holding me up toward the rafters as I lean back, arms extended, and the crowd gasps at the right moment. But my legs give a little, a fluke, nothing to do with betrayal or trust, just a weird shift of my weight, and I'm destined for the ice, where I'll crash head first and knock myself senseless, probably worse than Riley did. But instead, Braden's grip is solid at my thighs. He has me. He's not letting go. And then I'm down again, my skates on the ice, finding my edges, secure and firm as always. And the music is coming to an end. We go into a spin, the same pose as the lift, except this time it's part of the choreography, as we fall together and Braden mimes a sword stabbing me, and together we're down and breathing as the music ends. There's silence for a split second, and then the crowd is back, louder than I've ever heard them somehow, but I'm still able to hear Braden say, "That's what I'm talking about." I laugh, wrapping my arms around him as he stands and pulls me with him. "Yes!" he yells again, as we raise our joined hands together to take our bows to the judges and the crowd. They're on their feet applauding, the fans, not the judges, they'd never, and we make sure to turn to each corner to send them the same amount of love they've shown us this entire time. After our final bow, Braden pulls me to him again. "Thank you," he mumbles in my ear. "We did it," I mumble back, hugging him tight. We skate off the ice as the crowd is still cheering, throwing stuffed animals for us, and I head straight for Camille, who is hysterically crying, like a full-on ugly cry of joy. She hugs me tightly and then grabs Braden, and we rock back and forth together for a moment. "You two, that was incredible," she shrieks. I try to catch my breath once we get to the kiss and cry, but it's almost impossible. It's not the routine, it's the moment. The scores will come up in a second, and I don't know exactly what they'll be, but I know we've done what we set out to do. "I almost went down there for a second," I say as we settle on the couch. "Yeah, I felt it, but I had you," he says. "I did." I grab his hand and hold on tight, as the announcer interrupts the music playing to entertain the fans while we wait for the score. Le score, please, she says, almost sounding like a robot. Le score d'Adriana Russo et Braden Elliott est de 104.32, ce qui les place à la première place de la danse libre avec un score total de 199.81, un autre nouveau record mondial junior. My brain still can't translate the French, not completely, but that last part sounds familiar, and I look up to the scoreboard and see Russo, A, Elliott, B, USA. Technical elements, 53.11. Presentation, 51.21. Total score, 104.32. Total, a total of 179.81. Won. We won! Holy shit! We were always supposed to win. We were the favorites coming into the competition, but after everything we've been through, after the impossible highs and lows of the last few weeks, we actually did it. I can't breathe because I'm squashed between my partner and my coach, and I think I might be crying, which is insane and impossible because I never cry, ever. But there are hot tears running down my cheeks, and my throat is thick, and I can barely breathe, and my eyeliner is probably streaking over my face, and I don't care at all. Your mom would be so proud of you, Camille says, and I know it's true, which just makes me cry harder. When we finally pull back, the lights in the arena are going down. Event workers are rolling out the red carpets over the ice, and the podium is in one corner, waiting for us to stand atop it. Here, Camille shoves a box of makeup wipes in my hand. God, I probably look like a total mess. We race back to the locker room with everyone we pass shouting congratulations at us along the way, and right before we get there, through my blurry vision, I think I see a tall, dark-haired figure disappearing down the long tunnel toward the exit, but then we're at the locker room door, and Braden is leading us inside so we can get camera ready for the medal ceremony. Was that Freddie? Did he watch? Why didn't he sit in the stands with everyone else? I don't have time to think about it because I have to get my face looking like I didn't spend the last few minutes snotty and gross. I smooth back my hair when I look in the mirror and take a makeup wipe to the edges of my eye makeup, which mostly fixes the major issues, and then I reapply my lipstick. I have to be done, though, because a man with a headset is knocking on the door and speaking rapidly in French, waving us out of the room. Braden grabs my hand, and we walk together back to the black curtain that blocks off the rink, and there's some kind of orchestral music playing that sounds like it should be backing an epic battle in a fantasy movie. The announcer is introducing everyone, and it's mostly a lot of French blending together, but then I hear Walter Russo, and it occurs to me, though why I didn't realize this before is kind of ridiculous, that Dad is out there and he's going to be the one to put the medals around our necks. My grip on Braden's hand tightens, and he squeezes back.
"It'll be okay," he says, and I believe him. Besides, this is my moment, not Dad's. Médaille de bronze Vera Petrova and Alexei Volkov de Russie. Médaille d'argent Rosalie Martin et Thomas Nelson du Canada. Médaille d'or et nouveau champion du monde junior de patinage artistique Adriana Russo et Braden Elliott. We skate out onto the ice hand to hand, pulling up before the podium where we stop and wave to the roaring crowd. Then it's easy. A kiss to each cheek for the bronze medalists and then to the silver medalists before Braden holds out his hand and helps me up onto the podium and then follows. We stand tall as the event workers walk out with the medals on their trays, holding them for Dad to put around the necks of the Russians and then the Canadians. The movie trailer music is still playing as he approaches us, but all the air and sounds and people seem to be sucked out of the building, and it's just us. Braden leans down first, and Dad puts the medal around his neck with a smile and a firm handshake. Then he turns to me and meets my eyes firmly, but it doesn't feel like he sees me. Not really. Not that that's any different from normal. I thought maybe, though, in this moment, things wouldn't be normal. "Well done, Adriana," he says as I lean down from my medal. Very well done. He kisses each cheek and then he's stepping back. The world returns to normal, the music still playing, the crowd still cheering. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national des États-Unis. The Star-Spangled Banner begins to play, like it did for Ben earlier this week, and I have a pretty good view of where our friends are sitting. They're all standing, singing along, and so I do too, focusing on the flag rising above the others toward the rafters, slowly but surely as the music swells. I mouth the words to myself, but Brayden sings, mostly off-key, and we laugh as the music ends and the crowd cheers again. Then we're being led down from the podium, a worker ushering us toward a row of photographers all bunched together off the ice. We pose with our medals held up, with our medals down, with our arms around each other, and with flags they have for us to put around our shoulders. Then they send off the Canadians and Russians, and the pictures are only of us. The clicks and flashes and their instructions, mostly in languages I don't understand, blurring together. The worker doesn't let us pose for long, and eventually he calls off the small on-ice photo shoot and motions us to leave the ice. That's it. It's over. All that work, and it's over. And the work begins again. A month until the Senior World Championships, if Charles is right about what the NFSC is going to want, and then 2 more Worlds after that until Milan. No, it's not over yet. We have a party tonight. We're going to celebrate and enjoy the moment, enjoy our win. But first, the media. It might only be the Junior World Championships, but the crowd of reporters waiting for us once we leave the ice is the largest I've ever had asking me questions at any competition, even the U.S. Nationals, where people are usually curious about Walter Russo's daughter and Elisa Russo's sister. And I'm pretty sure I have our newfound fame to thank for it. Now, though, the questions are rapid fire, most in English, but those that aren't are translated by someone from the NFSC, and my head is spinning. But Brayden has a charming smile and a quick quip for everyone. Then, finally, though I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier, one of them asks, "There's a lot of speculation that the 2 of you are a couple off the ice. What's the status of your relationship? Are you dating? Are you just friends?" I open my mouth, but no words come out. We've been pretending for a while now, but we've never officially confirmed anything, and in the mess of the last few days, I never came up with an answer. But then Brayden leans forward and says, "I love this girl so much. She's my best friend, maybe my only true friend, and someone I trust with my life. She's my skating partner, and there's no one in the world I'd rather skate with no matter what. Maybe people don't understand that. Hell, sometimes we barely understand it. But I wish everyone could have a partnership with someone like Adriana, so they could know that being just her friend is worth more than anything." And I'm crying again, and managed to choke out a laugh. Am I supposed to follow that answer? What he said, every bit of it. I'm so proud to skate with him, and I'm so proud of what we did here in Paris, and I can't wait to see what's next. "Okay, that's enough," the NFSC official says, and we're led away from the media pen and back toward the locker room. It's the last time we'll be in it, and I'm going to miss this bare-bones room with its sad paste-on mirror against the wall and little completely empty water jug in the corner. "Did you really mean that?" I ask as I reach for the zipper of my dress. "I did," he says, and looks me dead in the eye. I haven't been fair to you. This whole time I was hoping. It's okay." "No, it's not. But I think maybe it will be, if you meant what you said, I mean. We won gold, and that should be enough. I'm invoking our last rule. I'm calling it. I don't think I can pretend anymore." "Yeah," I say, nodding, and his shoulders deflate because I think maybe he was hoping I'd disagree, and maybe that was his last bit of hope. And God, this sucks. I want to give him something, anything to make it better, and I don't have much, except every word. Brayden nods and then heaves a sigh. Silence reigns for a minute, and it's awkward and awful, and I need to fill it. So what do we tell everyone? Who cares? Let them wonder. It's more mysterious that way. Social media will go crazy. Sponsors aren't going to care why we're famous, just that we are. He sends me a mischievous grin, and it doesn't quite reach his eyes, but that's a Brayden I recognize, at least. Maybe we're going to be okay. Yeah, I think so too. Come on, there's a party waiting for us back at the hotel, and we should celebrate tonight because it's back to work tomorrow. As soon as we step through the doors the doorman holds open, the lobby bursts into cheers, like what I imagine the sound the most epic surprise party would make, except it's not a surprise, it's our just desserts. Drinks are flowing not only in honor of our victory, but with the close of the competitive ice dance competition. The competitive part of World Championships is over. Charles and the reps from Nike are tucked away in a corner. Apparently, they're about to make us an offer, a big one, and they never even mentioned our supposed romance. They think we're going to crush it in Milan.
You won, Maria says, stumbling into me with Charlie in tow, and I'm pretty sure someone gave them alcohol because they're both giggling like idiots. You're in trouble, though. I'm in trouble? I ask, grinning at Brayden, who rolls his eyes. Maria looks around, like she's worried about being overheard, and then she stage whispers. Dad knows, and it's not my fault. I told Elisa, and she told him like right away because she's Elisa. Wait, I say, holding her by her shoulders and trying to get her to focus. What does Dad know? He knows about your emancipanda? Emancipation, I say, groaning. Damn it, that's not what's happening. It's what he thinks, and he's pissed. I leave Maria and Charlie near the door and step into the mass of people, my height letting me see over them easily enough, and I spot Dad, sitting in a corner with Elisa and Camille. My coach is talking, but it doesn't look like either of them are listening. Elisa is staring across the room at Charles and the reps from Nike, but Dad, he's looking at me. Shit. I need to go handle this, I say to Brayden, who followed me closely. You want me to come with you? No, I need to do this myself. Stealing my shoulders, I head straight for them, and don't mince words. We need to talk. Dad raises his eyes to me and nods. He stands, and Elisa follows. Camille furrows her brow at me in confusion. No, he wouldn't have said anything to her. That would be embarrassing. They're pissed, but not enough to air their dirty laundry. Never that. You hear about you emancipating yourself from this family? Dad asks, as soon as the door of a small room off the lobby is closed behind us. You heard wrong, I say. I asked Charles to set up a trust for me to keep my money safe until I turn 18. Safe from me? Dad says, his tone clipped. And there it is. There are two paths ahead of me. I can do what I've always done and smooth this over, reassure him and Elisa that it's not true, or instead, I could... Safe, I repeat, but I continue before he can respond, using the voice I've developed over the years answering calls from bill collectors and angry parents. It makes me sound way more grown up than I feel, but that's the point. I plan on contributing a portion of my earnings to Kellenich and giving myself a monthly stipend, but mostly the money should be in an account, gaining interest. I might want to go to school someday or, I don't know, something, but that's what I plan on doing. I don't want to be emancipated, but it was suggested that would be a solution if you have objections to these ideas. Dad raises an eyebrow. The implication is clear. Let me do this or let the entire world know he wants my money. That's an easy choice for him. He waves a hand dismissively. Well, it sounds like you've thought it through. Your mother was always good with finances too. I'll tell Charles that he should set it up as you've outlined. Thank you, I say, and when he leaves, I let out a shaky breath of relief. I hope you're happy, Elisa says as the door clicks shut. I almost forgot she was there. I am, actually, for the first time in a really long time. You say that now, but you don't understand what comes next. The pressure. It's impossible. I think I'll be okay. I know I will. I have Brayden and Camille and my friends and Charles, maybe even Dad now. Elisa's shaking her head. You don't understand what it's like. No one expected you to be great. No one ever has, especially not Dad. I was the one who had to live with the pressure of our family's fucking legacy. I was supposed to medal in Beijing, and I didn't. I choked, and now I have to live with it. But you think you'll be okay? Great. Just one more thing you can take away from me. She's angry. She's lashing out. It doesn't have anything to do with me. I know that deep down.
but it doesn't make it hurt less. It also doesn't mean I'm going to let her get away with it. You know what? I'm done. I won a gold medal tonight. I'm not going to let you ruin it. I deserve to enjoy it. I wanted to enjoy it with you, but apparently that's asking too much. I don't let her respond, but as I stomp from the room and head back into the party, I hear her let out a choked sob as the door clicks shut behind me.